move to chapter 6. Next class, within this chapter, we will develop together our interesting and the popular game called is Tic Tac Toe. So from this picture, you can see normally you can play with your friends on paper with these 9 the blocks or with a grid with your pencil or pen. But now we know how we can develop in Python with our graphic user interface. We can now put our knowledge into developing such kind of our game. And for this chapter, will involve numbers of those codes. So I would like that to make this into if it's too long, make that to 2 the videos so that you can take your time, not so long within one video. So I hope we can finish the first 4 parts, which is like create a board, underlying this structure of data, and make those buttons. So actually, we use 9 buttons to simulate this 9 grid block or box, and then we will decide and design how you can make this alternating between players, because the tic-tac-toe is played by 2 players. So everyone play 1 turn and then switch to another one's turn. But when you use a check, this cross, another player should use this circle. So that is you need to switch the player. And part 2, we hope we can finish the game with these 2 more. The Python code is to first is as a game, you need to pop up finally who are the winner and know the criteria to complete or end of the game. So then do we have a winner? That is our logic we need to add, and finally we need to draw the have a game. So if all the blocks are filled but there's no the winners, we also need to have our conclusion to make those one by one. So let's move to the part 1 altogether. So in the GitHub, so first I would like that to introduce you again is within this GUI Python. We already have all the source code until now uploaded, including the last chapter, chapter 5, with these 6 samples of the world worst GUI. I hope it's when you start to learn new chapters, you keep in mind is what we practiced on the last chapter, and try to also always evaluate, oh, this GUI looks pretty, that is looks still have some improvements, it looks ugly, not good. So keep your eyes with also from our artist angle as well. So I already create chapter 06, and then I starting to have first one. So here is tic-tac-toe 1.py. So for this, we prepared this. You have some basic knowledge of the GUI 0, so we can have this basic the structure. So you can just type this pound to trigger our comments, or if you are in this VS Code like me, is from the keyboard, you can use the control with the slash. That will create our line of the comments or convert a line of code into the comments. So imports, so you can have this. And then the import is from GUI 0. We only import the app for now, but later code is we will import some more library or the classes. So we need to create some function. We need to define certain variables. So all those are the basic feature, and then this we will initialize the app. So this app is equal to app. So we just gave a title. So you can have a title equal to Tic Tac Toe. Or you can hide this title, so that can be simplified. Display. Then with that is your basic the GUI window. So we use that to start create the board. So this is our usage, a nice usage, putting in your practical ways on how to make your knowledge of the GUI to certain the real the case. So we create this widget. So we use button to represent each of the position on the board, so that the player can click a button, because when player choose one grid of the areas, we use this push button. It will be very the direct response to users' activity. And to be laid out the button in this very nice structural way, we will use our list and two-level list or two-dimension list, a box, and we putting those lists into a box. So that means is we have this first one. So I will not follow the. In the end of every chapter, they have the numbers of those code. You can follow that, read that, but I want to split the code as many as possible, so that every step you can trace back. So there is Tic Tac Toe 1. So maybe we put that 0, 1. So maybe if we will more than 10 steps. So this one is just show our empty the GUI window. So let's starting to code that as 2. With 2, we will also involve our box, the widget. If you put that in the last widget loaded, you don't need to have this comma. And then this we with this box we will make the board. So after our app. So here is the board. So let's follow me is on this step by step. So we already have the app instance. Then we load this app, and then this box have a layout grid. So here is our box. So let's every time is we revisit it here. So create the box. This we have used our using box for board. Then this we will involve our box widget. So let's create a linkage to that. And at the same time is let's go to here. So the widget with the box. So we can see here we have a layout. Now we that is what we are using. So let's see, the layout is equal to grid. So the grid is the by default is auto, and grid is none. Align, visible, enable, the dimension, and whether your board has a box as the border. So let's see the grid. And layout. So here. So whether widget inside this box pack themselves auto, or you specify their position on the grid. So now we don't use the default, we use the grid. So let's run that. You see nothing. So it because the box itself is invisible. So that is. And we can see the visible is true. So let me see is I put this visible equal to true. What's that? And we can play with the box, nothing. So let's see the border. Equal border is none. Let's see what we can do in border. So last one, border, set the border thickness. So none is the 0. So let's see. I just wanted to maybe a 5. I see I should see no box. So because by default is even you see looks like is we set that as visible, true is still not shown. We need to put something inside the box. Box is like a container. So let's go to here and to see is what are the real the box we are going to have that. So let's create a button. So putting that inside the board. So push button, the target is within the board. So that is the, we can put a 1. So button is push button. So you see here is the push button is not highlighted as green. So that means that here we are missing one push button. So that means here possible the author forgot to show that. But whenever you add some widget, you need to make something here. So let's also add our knowledge point. So use box as the board container. So that is our logic in the book. There is code, and then we have using push button inside the board. So that is here we also have push button knowledge linked, and then let's back to here. So push button, we are putting that inside the board, and the text is nothing, and the grid is, let's see the XX. So let's see. So we don't put any grid first. So width equal to 3. So that is already enough, I think. So non-type is not subscribed. So what is the non-type? So width widget grid 0. So grid 0. So that means let's just have anything. Yeah. So because I put that grid is should not be the only one. So but now if I just put the box as a normal, so that means the layout is none, and we have the border is 5 and the visible is true. Now we put one button inside that. You see now the effect. So what is our tic-tac-toe is we are trying to put 9. It's a 3 by 3 push button inside the box. Then every button have this the pushing effects. So that is what we have this for loop help us. So for x in range. So that means if you want to play like it's some more players like the Go games, you have this 19 times 19. So it's easily you create our 4x in range the 20. So you will have 19. So you will have that the kind of the board. So now we have this tic-tac board. So what we put is we will start to define the grid. So grid is a mapping to what we will add back to the box. Grid is use the index from xy. And then here we can have the grid back. And then let me have a look. So grid, now we miss our comma. Oh, that sometimes happened. So here, because I have our border, I have the visible. So let me make the border and the visible remove border first, like it's a clean board. And we don't need this one because visible is by default is there. So run. So you can see here. So even it's not big enough, but it's already good to start to run that. So you can click now, so without any the logic behind. So that is our second program. Notice there are two loops, so x and y. So you remember the range means you're starting from 0. That is the rule from Python. So 0 to n plus 1, n minus 1. So it's from 0 to 3 minus 1 is 2. So you get 0 and 1 and 2. So every row and column you get 3. Finally, so then using that is we have our this board defined. So let's save that and create number 3 to continue. So in the book, this is the number 1, but I split this basic as the starting point. So now let's working on number 3. So underlying data structure. So when you create a button using a loop, you are creating 9 buttons automatically, and every single one is called a button. But we are not using these 9 different buttons with the same name. So we need to give them some the unique name, and then this when we play on the game is those different name pressed, we will apply the different logic. So it's we should have certain data structure to cope with this 9 button. So let's create a function which we can call to clear the board. First, it's our good idea to do this in a function so that you can reuse the code once the game has been played. And then this the clear board is as a function. So we define that. Define clear. Yeah, ensure it's not capital board. So well, what we will put in that is we will list down a new board. New board is the 3 times 3. So you can use this single line, but I suggest you can use this way. So none. So that is empty. Then with a comma. Then you can come to second line. So this will give you an easier view to see the structure of this board. Other than this. You put that just in one line. So it's depending on you is how you treat those lines. Your code is in the better way. So because here you can see the author also use this way, but my suggestion is the last this square parentheses, you can put that in our new line. So then you are not mixing these different dimension, because the new line means these yellow part are the first dimension of your list, and all these purple the list are the inside second dimension of your the board, the data structure. And then this what we will do is we will make our the push those push button definition inside this clear board. So whenever we clear the board, is we create our this 9 button. And then this we once we create a button, we give a name. So new board this x y. So now it's none, but when we create that is we call that as our this new button. So now this button 100 may have our name is new board 00. So that will give our unique name. Then this we use this as our return new board. So what we make that is we will have our new board returned. So we have this grid, and now is we have this board square. So we can have that back equal to clear board without anything. So now you get that because when you run this code, first you have to define a board, and then this board square is come to here, call this function, and the function make our empty data structure, the two-dimension list, and run the same one which we had that in the number 2, and return this new board to the board squares. So from the result, you see there's no difference, but now you have this board creation by our clear board function. So that is the difference. So this is our number, I think it's this already our number 2. So let's continue. So here is I already go to the number 4. So we have this. Now your every button have our name. So it's not just our button. It's name as the new board 00, new board 01, new board 02, new board 10, 11, 12. So extra. So now what we are going to do is we should starting to add some button logic. That is the way is when user click this button, if the user represent cross, then we should turn just our text inside this button with X. So that response, the interactive way is in response the user's press for that player, and he knows or she knows we click this and get our check of this button. So let's make this continue. So we have the number 3. So we need to load. So you remember, could you imagine what we need? That is a text. So from this we add our text, and then this variable we should have. This is putting in the variable. So it's a turn is equal to X. And then this message we are putting here. So let's give our blank line. So in the middle, so that message is text is applied to your app, and text content is it is your turn plus that is a string concatenate. So turn. So turn is this X turn. So what I put here, it is your turn X. So but nothing. So that next step is is your turn X. Then when you click that, this button should be convert to X. But first, this button should not be contain any other text. So that is the thing. So we already putting like this. And we should add some code is inside the function to set the text inside the button that was clicked to the symbol to the current player. So that is and then disable the button so that it cannot be clicked. So we should have a checking point is this button already have some text, then this button cannot be clicked. The button can be clicked or not is used is disable or enable. So that is the we will have this one. So let's make this is the turn, and we have make our another definitely this kind of those function. So def with our function is choose. So this putting our choose square. X, Y. So that is the coordinates, and this both squares. So we have these both squares with returned by the clear board with the new square. So we will check their coordinates, the position, the text equal to turn. So turn is X, and then once is checked, so x y dot disable. So let's try to see here. So with not having that, but we should have this with a certain logic. The button, this button we should starting to give our new board is the button, but here we should give, let this button when we press, it should call this truth. So again, because we are starting to have more arguments, so I suggest is you are starting to have this way. So now even this make your the code is have so many lines, but let's make sure is every line we have this line's meaning. So now what we will do is we will use a command to call this truth square. So we don't need to transfer the argument within command line. We learned earlier is through our some additional experiment is we know we have the args. This the command is we can transfer x, y, and then now it will identify which I press. So you can see if that is already have x, you cannot click anymore. So now I can click this, but there is only one person game. So the later on we should have more logic is this, or when x is clicked, then it's another turn. So that is the alternate the user. So now it's alternate. So let's see. So if I can finish this within this video. So alternate between. So let's done this. So we already have this code to handle the first player, and the behavior is as expected. Is we have this blank board or empty board and show the turn, and this turn user can click, but we are not limited this user, so user can keep clicking, but every time it's just the X coming. And when we click this button is go to the disable, so user cannot choose the same button to click twice. So that is our the expected logic. So let's close some older one. So we need to add the alternate player, another player. So let's create number 5. So we add within the last number 4, we add 2 things. First, we are attaching our command. So like before, so when button is pressed, the function with this name will be called. Secondly, you are providing an argument to this function is the coordinates x and y, and the button which was pressed, so that you can find that button against the list. So now is we can have a single game, user game. Now we have another this second user's game. So we have those ones. So let's define another the function. We have one user can choose square. Now we have this toggle user, and this global is our keywords. Is within our function you can define our variable. That variable is can be used in the global. So this turn is we already have here, and now we make this global defined. So a turn is equal. This equal means 2 square equal square. That is the logical check. Then if is x and the x is checked, then is we assign that reassign that to O. And the same is if is O, then we reassign that to x. So that is toggle. So toggle means just every time is a switch between 2 values. First line is this one is you need to specify this so that you are allowed to modify global version of turn variable outside, and this will we can also outside will impact your code this variable inside, and if you change this inside, is also impact outside this turn. So now we have first our turn is x, and if we make that the change to another one, then we will give a new message. This new message you can copy from here. So this is the initial message, and now we have our new message is the message value. So we don't need to create another message. It's just we are changing the property. So we already have that message. So message value is your turn plus it is your turn plus this one. So we can have a space to make it easier read. So let's go through this. So we have the initialization as before. We have a turn starting from x, and we have this toggle now added, and every time is we putting this message, so that message value will be depending on the X or O. And when we press the button, we will choose this square, and this square will use the value of turn. This value of turn is decided by the toggle player. So let's play on this. It is your turn X, I put here. So O is not changed. So it's still X. So that is not what we want, is because we still have some the things we need to make sure. So square is turn, and this is disable, and we use here choose. Then we need to use toggle. So we are missing this one. So every choose a square, you can check with that Tic Tac Toe 4. So every the time you finish this choose a square, you need to toggle. So let's see here. It is your turn X. Oh, it is your turn O. So I put here. It is your turn X. O is almost finished, and X I put here. So O is will be fail because you can put here, but X is here win. You can put here, X put here win. So that is the thing is you are now really starting to play the game. So but if you have two players, everyone can switch to use the mouse to make the button play. That is the ways we are already implement those the basic function. So I will stop here. In the next video, we will continue because you can play now. But the major thing is who will win, and if you have nobody win, what are the game logic to stop game and to reinitiate the game. So those let's see in the next video. Bye for now.